Welcome to the John Show with your hosts, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on, everyone? How are you? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show with your host, me, Juan D. Clouser, or John D. Clouser, whichever one you prefer. And this is episode 176. Oh my gosh. It is just another beautiful week in this place that we call the world, the universe. Still another week without any official word of any aliens or anything like that. We keep getting more and more stories, more and more videos of people. You know, that lady who was on the American Airlines flight who apparently was sitting next to an alien who said, "This person's not from this world." The more I watch that video, the more I just am like, what the fuck? It wasn't really like an alien to me. It was more of like just a woman just kind of angry, another Karen. But, you know, hope you guys are doing well. It's great. I don't know. What the hell? What's going on? You doing good? Doing things? Do you have a hobby? Yeah, dude. I feel like all I've been doing lately has just been working, writing, and golfing. That's really about it. That's all I do. It's great. I live a pretty awesome life. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's pretty spectacular. I wake up. I get to go during the week. Go to the driving range, then gym, then work. And I come home. Do that. Just it's a fantastic life. It's very awesome. I am very, 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 very fortunate. But yeah, so again, like I said, we're here, episode 176. It was this July 4th happened. This happened this past week, didn't it? It happened on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? It was fun. I hope you guys did good. I hope you guys did well. None of y'all lost your fingers. Never understood any of that stuff. There's always one video that goes through my head every time I think of this year, and it's this video of these like Latin kids, and they're at a car, I don't know, one of those places where you like all these people like gather around, and then someone spins their car in a circle, and every once in a while they get hit, and someone gets hit, and they get flown away. It's something like that, you know, and it's usually a lot of Latinos, a lot of Latin people who are there, my tribe, and but what happened was that there was two kids. There was one who it's so crazy. So one had a lighter, and the other one it looked like I don't know, an M80. I'm thinking an M80, but it didn't have that long of a wick. And so the guy lit it, and it popped, and it just popped. And then next thing you know, you just see this guy only having like his pinky and his ring finger on his right hand, and just his thumb and his pointer finger on his left. And it was just, and then you just see him like picking his like fingers up off of a table, and you just see him screaming and getting in the back of a truck, and everyone's like, "This is the reason why we don't have fireworks at these things," and they drive away. And it's just, that's what I think of every time I think of the 4th of July. I think of Latin kids, like 18, 19-year-olds blowing their hands off. Yeah. And it was so fun. I think it's just so, it's funny. I looked it up. Was it because it was a national holiday, and I believe it was, I want to say John Hancock. Why do we shoot off fireworks on the 4th of July? Is it John Hancock? No, John Adams. I was close. Early USA settlers brought their love of fireworks with them to the New World, and fireworks were part of the very first Independence Day, a tradition that continues every 4th of July when we celebrate as John Adams had hoped with pomp and parade. That's what he said. So that's why because John Adams was like, this is what we should do. And it's so funny. This is the one thing that we don't think about, and it's one of the reasons why we're such cunts as Americans, is that the guys who are our founding fathers, we look at them because they're our founding fathers, but we look at them as these heroes, these men above, these men above boys, these people who knew and had a better idea of what society could be. But what we don't like to think about them as just being fucking renegades, because if they would have lost, when we were trying to get our independence, if we would have lost, they would have just been they would have been killed for treason, and then America would never have been what it is now. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, dude, our forefathers are cunts, because what they were like is like, we don't want to pay taxes on this tea, you dumb bitch. And then they just fought them. They literally fought the British, the most powerful people. Out of all the people you chose to fight the most powerful nation, who is, their whole thing was to conquer the world, because they wanted, what was the saying? A British, the sun never sets on a British flag. That was their huge thing. And it's like, we were just like, yeah, but we don't want to pay your taxes, you dumb bitch. And a lot of people were like, no, we want the British to stay. And we were like, no. There was like just a handful of people that were like, yeah, but that's not gonna happen. We're gonna start shooting and killing these fucking lobster backs. And that was the slur. Back then, that was a slur equivalent to like spick, which is hilarious. People are always like, if you've heard that word, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you used it. And then once that people are like, spick, what the hell does that mean? Like Hispanic, like it's spick, spick is short for Hispanic. So, it's, one of those things. Just, oh my God, I can't believe you used that word. It's like, well, I can't believe it's like, I'm not the one who made it up. So just where we are in life, just who we are. Yeah, hope you guys had a great 4th. John Adams would have want you to shoot off some fireworks, traumatize some dogs, and go on with your day. Just go on with your day. So did you hear about the EU? The EU wants to block out the sun. Yeah. What is it? Block out sun. And then the United States just signed off on it too. Because they're looking to block out the sun to help slow down on global warming, which sounds like a good idea. Like, when has it ever been a good idea to ever do anything like that? Because this is like the life source. Like, did you not learn anything in like the 4th grade? This one, like, was the 4th grade when we learned about photosynthesis, or was it 3rd grade? See, at least I know what it is. But the only reason why plants grow is because of the sun, because they take the nutrients from the sun somehow. I don't know how. Magic. Could be magic. Who fucking knows? And then they turn that into food. They go nom, 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 onto the sun from the rays of the sun, nom, 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 and they eat it. They eat the fuck out of it, and they grow, strawberries, and papayas, and plantains. And you want to take that sun that makes those things, be able to grow those things, and you want to dim that thing. Why? Incredibly dumb. There's things you hear that sounds like something that an intern would say, something I would say. Be like, so it'd be like Friday afternoon, we'll have like our last meeting of the day, and like, hey everyone, hey all interns who work at this company that has to deal with the environment and doing things to try to slow down global warming. Thank you. For this last meeting on a Friday. Before this, what I would like you guys all to do is go home this weekend. I have a little bit of some homework for you. Think of some ideas that we could do as a collective unit, as humans, to possibly slow down the rate of global warming. And, we'll come back Monday and first thing, and we'll talk about it. We'll brainstorm and we'll see if we can find any good ideas. And then there'd be me, who didn't do it at all, who did not do a damn thing all weekend, who got just drunk and stoned, who just got absolutely just belligerently wasted. Coming Monday, I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a fucking clue. Oh shit, I'll be in the elevator. And I'm like, maybe if we just, I'll be the first one to raise my hand. That's what I think. I'm like, because no one ever talks shit on the first person, because it's like they're the first person. It's like the teacher's always nicer to that person because they're volunteering. So I'm like, I'll just volunteer. I'll be the first one, and I'll say something like, I'll say something like, maybe if we just like block out the sun with like some like dust or something, and then maybe that can slow down global warming. That'll be my answer. That sounds like an intern thing, and then I would actually say it out loud. I'd be like, yeah. So they would say, John, what is your idea for how can we slow down global warming? I'm like, I'm glad you asked, Pat, because I've been thinking all weekend of a thing that we could do to slow down global warming. And what I thought of is that maybe if we shot some dust up into the air onto the sun and dimmed it, then we could, possibly slow down global warming. And everyone would just stop and stare at me. The room would get really quiet. Pat would he would look at me puzzled, and then he would tell everyone to get up and leave. And he would then tell me to sit down. He'd be like, John, like, did you not think of anything at all this weekend to do to possibly help in global warming? You want to shoot dust up in the air. You want to shoot dust up in the air to the sun, the thing that causes photosynthesis. That's what you want to do? And then I would probably get fired because they would think that's the dumbest clue. That would be the dumbest thing in the world, because that is incredibly stupid to do. Do not shoot shit up onto the sun. It's like, what is another thing? They shot some sort of they want to shoot particles into the sun. It's like, why do you want to do that? It's a big star. Like, all it would take, dude, there's a video that's going around. If you just look it up, and it's these two guys and they throw a rock into a volcano, and then because of that, it woke up a dormant volcano, and the volcano started erupting. Small at first, and eventually grew and grew and grew. But it's like, that's what could possibly happen if you shoot shit into the sun. It doesn't make any sense. And then if you possibly do, have you ever accidentally thrown too much water on a fire? Or how about this? Have you ever thrown any water onto a fire or anything any dust? It never just goes away. It just pretty much just is done. It never just halfway dims out. It's so stupid. It's not smart. It's almost as smart as, not washing your hands before you go back to fucking work. I can't get over how many people I see walking around at my job who don't wash their hands after they use the bathroom. It is one of the grossest things in the entire world. It is horrific. It is awful. It is not good. So I might have a unpopular opinion on this, and I don't know. It's weird. So this is also someone who's worked in the food service industry for some time. So, and it's been good to me, because I've always used it in the sense of get a job that's consistent and that gives you health insurance with it. I've always been like that with the job. I've never been I don't like sales jobs, and they're based on I've never liked any kind of job that's based off of what the fuck is it called when you work for a bonus is like that. What is it called? Let's look this up. How do sales pay? How do sales pay? Commission. There it is. That's the word. I've never understood. I can addition. You're gonna give me a salary plus commission. That's okay. That makes sense, because I'm not gonna any amount of time I spend outside and I'm doing it for someone else's dream, you're gonna pay me for. there's not a chance in hell I'm ever going to do anything for you, for anybody, and not know that at the end of the day, like, you're paying me, let's give an example, $20 an hour, and at the end of the day, I'm going to get, $200. Like, and that, that's before taxes. Like, there's no way in hell I'm not going to do something like that. It just, to me, it's dumb. So I've never understood. I really do feel like I'm missing something with it. And I do feel like it's maybe not the server's fault. Like, cause like, how servers are like, my job's based off tips. It's like, well, then don't have a job that's based off tips. Same thing. It's just, it doesn't, to me. And I feel like, I feel like I'm so tone deaf when I say that. It's like, then be a dishwasher. Then I don't know what to tell you. Be a cook, be a line cook. Maybe work in advertising, maybe do something else, because I would never work for, like, having the fact that I have to work for commission. So, like, I'm not getting paid at all until I make a sale. And then I could work my ass off and serve this person, like, and do an amazing job at being a server, and this person can just maybe give me $2. It's like, and like, that's not on the ownership. I don't know. To me, it's not on the onus of the customer, because the customer is already paying full price. It's not like they're haggling and being like, well, that burrito is $10, but I'll pay like $8 because I only ate, a half of it, or I only ate 3/4 of it. No, the customer still has to pay full price. And I feel like I'm being extremely tone deaf with this. But it's like, then why? Well, if you're about to work this job and you don't know how much, and two, well, you don't know how much you're gonna get, like, paid that day. Then, like, it's not my problem. It's not my fault, because I didn't choose, and I'm not telling you to do this kind of job. And I don't know. Some people would say, okay, let's try to look at the other side. Some people would say, like, well, I have my lifestyle is super busy and I can't have time to have a normal job. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I guess. But then again, then you can't complain then, because you're just making to me, it's like, okay, I understand that, but, like, how is that on me? How is that on me, the person who's here to get a tuna fish sandwich? Like, I'm going to get this, and, like, yeah, you bring it to me, you bring me a drink, and then that's, like, whatever it is, like, what you want, 20%, but, like, sometimes I don't see you the whole time, and then you still want that 20%. And then, but it's like, again, this feels like it should not be on to me. Maybe restaurants should, because, restaurants pay for a fish and they pay $20 for that fish. They don't, and then you upcharge it. Like, why don't you, like, maybe pay your, waiters and stuff like that more, because they are, like, a crucial part of the system. I don't know. And that's the reason why I feel like the onus is kind of, and mostly on the job, the company. It shouldn't be on anyone else. Like, the onus. So, like, when you go to Walmart, like, I expect you to have toilet paper, and the reason why is because that's what you sell, toilet paper, and then I don't pay half price. I don't haggle with you on this. Like, I pay the $6.99. And that's it. And then we move on. It's not even a good example. I just don't. I don't understand. I feel like it's just not my problem. And again, I feel like I'm being extremely tone deaf on it. But it's like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault you choose to be a waiter. It's like, maybe get another job, get a better job. I don't know. I don't know. Because I've always been like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to make sure I get, like, X amount of hours. Like, I'm going to, like, per hour I work here, I'm going to get this amount of money. And that's about it. Like, and if I don't, then we will just move on. I'll just not work here. You're probably like, dude, you pull out all these different drinks. So, yeah, like I told you, I've been playing a lot of golf. My swing has been getting better and better and better. I think tomorrow's gonna be the first day I'm not gonna wear any more sleeves anymore. I think I'm just gonna start wearing and we're gonna get like a farmer's tan, which is gonna be great. But it's better. It's gonna be nice to get a little sun. I should do it because I need to get a little sun. I hate getting burned, but what sucks more is like being incredibly pasty white. So it is what it is. But isn't a farmer's tan better than no tan? Isn't that how I should look at it? Isn't it kind of like, isn't it better to get an 80% than a 0%? Like, isn't it better to have lived than not lived? Isn't it better to have come than not come? It's like, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Again, like, I don't know. Going back to that server thing, I feel like I'm an asshole about it, but it's like, I don't, because my thing is like, I would never get a job that would allow some Joe Schmo to control possibly if I can get $10 versus $5. I just wouldn't allow it. I would just no. We're gonna have a written contract saying that this is what I'm gonna get paid per hour, and then that's what I'm gonna get paid per hour. So I don't know. Not my fault. Let's see here. What else? EU blocking out sun. Due to TIPA, but there's was it? I'll talk about it maybe later. Another thing that's weird to me that I find weird. Do you guys ever watch those videos? Okay, there's two videos. There's two videos that I'm like, okay, and they're very similar but very different at the very same time. And they're the surprising like your son or your daughter videos. So there's the one where like a father or a mother is been like in Afghanistan or has been like overseas on tour for like a year, like, or like 18 months, right? And hasn't seen their kid, and then their kid is doing some kind of event, and they surprise them, and you're like, oh my god, it's so crazy, and like that is actually very, very emotional. But then you have the other one, and the other one is the one where the kid is has an event, and then a parent shows up, and like this parent's like, he just got out of jail for being in jail for 16 years. And I get that. I get it. I get like, surprising them. But this feels like a thing that should be like very private and very, and it goes back to how addicts have to be the center of attention all the goddamn time. So again, I'm really going to have another opinion on something that a lot of, I think the worst are alcoholics. They're the worst. They're the worst when it comes to all the addicts, because they get drunk and they black out and they do all their crazy shit, and they're like, I was drunk, and then they have to be the center of attention when they're drunk, and then the moment that they stop drinking, it's about, well, I haven't drank in 6 months. And it's like, you should, where's my applause? And it's like, no, you're being a normal human. Yeah, I haven't, I got wasted on the Super Bowl. I got drunk in Detroit, and then maybe 2 months ago, and I haven't touched alcohol since. And it's like, but you don't see me fucking bragging about it like an asshole. It's just because it's not that big of a deal, because it shouldn't be a big deal. It's like, and it's called, you don't have a personality. Because if you did, you would be, one, ashamed by this. Two, you probably would not have done this. Three, you wouldn't have been, and then four, you would have the awareness to understand that, like, hey, what I did was an asshole move, so I probably shouldn't be talking, because my fucking house is made out of a lot of glass. But no, what it is though is that, like, well, what about me? Like, I haven't drank in 6 weeks. Like, you don't think my life's hard? I think about drinking all the time. It's like, well, big fucking deal. I think about fucking a big booty black chick in the butt every 2 fucking days. But you don't see me fucking saying a goddamn word about it. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. We all have things. We all have a life. We all have stuff that, like, is fucked up. And then they just want to be like, well, no one is there for me. It's like, well, you have fucking 2 kids that you just fucking abandoned, and like they make these videos, and they want me, this fucking guy who just got off the goddamn golf course, like a cunt. And there goes my olive go. And they want me to be like, oh my god, I can't believe that this is crazy. Like, oh my god, can you believe that he surprised him at his bowling tournament? Oh my god, oh my god. Like, it's like, no, bro, you missed out on 16 years of his kid's life. You're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole because you wanted to be some fucking Joe Schmo on the streets. Like, you're a cunt. Fuck off. Like, because, and like, what you're doing is this has nothing to do about your kid. This has nothing at all to do about them. This is only about you because you're not doing any drugs. So it means you're not getting any, you're not getting attention. You're not having any sorts of like feelings, and so you have to get some sort of attention some way because you're not fucking blowing somebody and getting meth after it. It's like, it's just. And it all goes back to, if you just have hobbies, it might be fucking stupid that I go and I play a lot of golf now, or, I do this kind of stuff, but it's like, it's better than a lot of dumb shit. Like, I could be wasting a lot of my time. I could be fucking playing a lot more video games, but I don't, because instead, I'm trying to better myself doing this thing, because for some reason, being 34 years old and being able to score 100 points in a Madden game, no one gives a fuck about. But if I can fucking do 2 under in a golf game, apparently everyone thinks like, wow, that's pretty impressive. It's like, it's the same. These are the same. These are the same thing. Like, equal to, like, these both are a big waste of time. The only thing that's different is like, you're going outside. You're getting a farmer's tan with golf. That's the only thing that's different. So, it is what it is, and this is where we're at in life. But yeah, so, oh man, about 2 minutes left. What else? That's about it. I don't know. I don't think I really have anything else. I guess we're kind of slowly going to the descent. Got about, a minute 35. So I guess if you've gotten this far, thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, I guess. I don't really care. It's up to you guys. I wouldn't blame you for not wanting to follow. Be safe. I don't know, wear some sunscreen if you want to. Don't wear long sleeves under your polo, so you can get a farmer's tan when you play golf. That's what I'm gonna start doing. Look both ways. Tip your servers, I guess. I don't know. It should be on the fucking company should pay you. They should pay you a good enough wage because they're asking you to work for them. Sorry if you got your hands blown off on the 4th of July. You're really fucking stupid for doing that. And those inspirational videos, those weren't for you, because if you would have just listened to one of them, you would have never blown your goddamn hands off, you dumb fucking dick. Anyway, I will talk to you guys on the next episode. Be safe. Sorry, Two-Finger McGillicuddy. And I'll see you later. Bye.